Hello, and welcome back to Siberia, the world before. We continue with the musician district. That is where our investigation took us. We are trying to find out some information about Dana after we have already been to the Silberspiegel refuge. We are now back over here. Now, I took a liberty to find out where exactly is the introspection place? Spot, the word was that I was looking for. Due to the forthcoming computerization of the mechanical orchestra of the musical square, playing this piano is strictly forbidden until further notice.
I can't open it like this. It looks like it's been mechanically. I don't think I'll be able to open it directly. Strange.
Strange how?
Strange.
Okay, just strange. No other points of interaction. It's just strange.
I only know Dana as a waitress at the refuge, and yet everything seems to fit with her here. Not hard to imagine her coming here to the music academy to study. And who knows? Maybe Leon waited for her outside one day as a surprise after returning from his Baltayar expedition.
Now let's proceed to the academy itself, shall we? It looks a little bit run down. Press clipping. Wagen marks 60 years of liberation with Music Academy anniversary celebrations. A ceremony that drew hundreds of people into the streets of Wagen culminated with a solemn tribute to the heroes of the liberation at Wagen Music Academy, followed by a jubilant outdoor ball on the musical square. The liberation shook Ostertal and renewed hope in the world, said Mayor Wagen in an address as the Symbolic Music Academy at the Symbolic Music Academy, where he decorated veterans and resistance members, including Mark Tomac, Jules Macquart, and Yvonne Leclerc. The Music Academy, a century-old teaching establishment before the war, became the commandatur of the Brown Shadow before hosting Allied headquarters after the liberation. Upon the departure of the Allies, and thanks to the finance from the Marshall Plan, it was able to recover its initial role as a place of musical learning. It was on a more somber note, however, that the rector of the academy concluded that the drop in number of inscriptions, along with the continued decrease of council grants over a period of 2 decades, due to austerity policies maintained by successive councils, have plunged the academy into a grave financial crisis. He warned that the academy is on the brink of bankruptcy and indicated that the closure of the academy is imminent. Wagen's tribute to its liberation was the last in a series of 60th anniversary commemorations by Ostertal, marking critical moments leading to the capitulation of the Brown Shadow and the end of World War II. Eviction notice from the Town Council to the Music Academy. Dear Sirs, pursuant to the provision of IRD 136-2, you are hereby given an eviction notice and notice to vacate on or before 26 November 2005 the premises owned by the Town Council of Hagen, which premises are now occupied by you. The reason for this eviction notice is your failure to pay rent due and in arrears when demanded pursuant to IRD. A demand to pay rent was served upon you on 15th of September and you have refused and neglected to pay rent due for the period 15th of June to 15th of October. You are hereby notified of your right to avoid this eviction by payment prior to the expiration of this notice of all the arrearages. Okay. I hereby certify that on the 15th day of October 2005 at 10:15 a.m. I gave in hand to Mr. Maximilian Mahler a true copy of the above original notice. Mayor of Wagen. How about you
All
eat a
these
bag?
letters. They look like letters of formal notice. They probably haven't been paying the bills for some time.
That's kind of what happens when you're on the verge of bankruptcy, I guess.
So that's the famous Vaughan Music Academy?
It's not in its best
Not what I
shape,
was
Kate.
expecting. It looks like the rector is desperate to reduce the costs of running the academy.
It's not a public phone, it's for emergency use only.
Guten Tag!
What now?
Jesus.
If you're from the council,
I'm
you
not.
can come back when I'm not so busy.
Oh, sorry, you startled me.
So, now what do you want? Council minion?
I'm not from the council. I'm just a visitor here. I came because I was hoping to look at the file of a student from the 1930s.
Oh. I'm sorry, It's just that I haven't time for digging up old files from 70 years ago. I have way too much to do here, you understand.
I can tell you're a little overwhelmed. Where's the rest of the staff? Or maybe a student could show me.
You are standing in front of the rector, and the only employee of this academy. My name is Maximilian Mahler, and it falls upon me to manage everything on the premises. The maintenance, the archiving, and the lot before we close next month. So, if you don't mind...
I'm very sorry to hear that the academy is closing, and I can see you're extremely busy, but I've come such a long way to see it. I'd be so grateful if you could locate it. It's really important to me.
And so is this place important to me, too. And I would love to hear the mechanical orchestra play one last time before the academy closes.
That would be logical, yes.
But, alas, I can't, can I? Unless,
Unless what?
well, you know.
Okay, so you're suggesting that you'll only get me the file if I get that mechanical orchestra going? Is that it? Well, Herr Mahler, that's called blackmail.
No, young lady. We call that you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Otherwise, we all might as well live on islands, don't you think?
Okay, I'll give it a try. Believe it or not, I have seen mechanisms like the one on the square before.
Well, in that case, I promise to give you the file in return for your services.
That would be very
Thanks.
nice of you.
But I must warn you that the square has undergone some transformations over the years, and some parts of the mechanism may be difficult to get to.
Don't worry, I'll make myself thin and slide between the cracks.
You'll find some of them scattered around the square, and some of the others you'll find in the clock tower. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second.
What are you...
Now, what is the name of that student you're interested in?
Rose. Dana Rose.
And what were the years she attended our illustrious academy?
In the 30s. 1937, to be precise.
Oh, and here it is. And here you will find the annual inspection reports of the mechanisms by Frau Beckmann.
Frau Beckmann?
She was the rectress of the academy during the years you spoke of. These are from 1937. You see, I have a marvelous memory regarding archives. This is why I have chosen Frau Beckmann's, because there's something in here regarding that Edna Droz you spoke of.
Dana Rose.
Quite. You will also find some sheet music with annotations. This is the Hymn of Bargain, which you must play on the piano on the square in order to activate the orchestra of automatons.
I'm screwed.
Once you have fixed the mechanisms, of course. All right then, here you go. What are you waiting for?
Can I not just take the files and flee? I bet I can run faster than this guy.
This sheet music corresponds to the piano part for the Hymn of Wagen. Someone's added annotations. They could help me play the hymn on the piano on the square, like the rector asked me to. I wonder what it's supposed to represent. The report that the rectoress of the academy filled in with the help of Dana back in the 30s. According to the present rector, I should find all the information I need to repair the mechanisms on the square. Music Academy Inspection Report, October 12, 1937.
Today, I was due to inspect the musical mechanisms that enable students to give a public display of their talent and enable us to showcase the quality of our teaching to the people of our beautiful town. Like every year, I needed a volunteer from our students to help me during the inspection, and this year's choice was obvious.
I'm fine, really.
Well, you're looking off color, darling, and on edge.
No, it's just that I haven't heard from Leon since he left with the Origin expedition from Kantar. And also,
Well, we've got company. You'll tell me later, Dana, darling. Meantime, be good and stay safe.
You too, Yunta.
Is everything all right? You look under the weather. We don't want one of our best and brightest to fall ill now, do we?
You are putting quite some pressure.
I'm just a little worried, that's all. About a friend who has left on a long voyage.
And who was that lady?
Just a friend I met this summer.
You do keep some surprising company, Fraulein Rose. Anyway, I have something for you that will take your mind off things.
Oh?
Would it interest you to see the mechanisms that enabled you to perform so brilliantly here last spring?
That would be wonderful.
Good. Come and join me at the kiosk when you have a moment. But don't be too long, though.
I was wondering who was actually maintaining the mechanical part, because pretty sure that like managing all the mechanical parts, oiling, that kind of stuff, aligning the limbs with the strings and that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's pretty difficult and somebody has to do it on a regular basis. I can only say that so much has changed since that memorable evening at the refuge when I first met Leon. This past summer by his side has been like living in a dream, such a sweet interlude. I finally went to say goodbye to Leon. Such terrible separation. Can't wait anymore. Can't write anymore. Damn. Damn the Brow Shadow and Frank Hoss for putting us through this heartache just to satisfy his revenge. Last night I saw Yunta, that's the filmmaker, and Leon's friend I met last summer at the refuge. I can't think why such a well-known and free-minded figure should want to bother with an 18-year-old girl like me. She's probably just honoring the promise she made to Leon about watching over me, isn't she? Although I must say, she does seem sincere. Maybe we're simply becoming friends. But that's not all. Yunta gave me a letter from Leon. The origin expedition he went with has arrived in Kantar, the capital of Bautayar. As long as he's there, we can write to each other. Leon will send his letters to Yunta, who will pass them discreetly to me to avoid any, let's say, awkward questions that my parents might ask about where the letters come from and above all about the sender. So excited. So Yunta again today. She gave me another letter from Leon. Apparently Herr Berger, the expedition chief, is being really horrible to him, and yet Berger knows full well Leon was forced into accompanying the expedition. But Leon makes Kantar and Bautayar seem so wonderful. I would love to go there with him, running across a land of dreams. Christmas seems so far away. I just can't wait to see him again. So much so that I'm even willing to accept that stupid nickname he gave me. He uses it in all his letters anyway. Then Leon wrote of the imminent departure of the Origin expedition from Kanta. They aimed to head out for the wilderness of the high plateau of Bautaya to pursue their search for the abominable snowman. But worst of all, he says he won't be able to write to me. He says the Yetis don't have a postal service. Not funny. Anyway, I hope everything goes well for him. I must admit I'm a bit worried, dear diary. It's been weeks since I last heard from Leon. I knew he wouldn't be able to write once he headed out for the high plateau, but I didn't realize they were supposed to stay there for so long. I wonder what's keeping them. Still no news from Leon. It's making me feel physically nervous. I keep getting these horrible nightmares of Leon being attacked by ferocious snow creatures. I was sick this morning when I woke up, and I keep getting this oppressed feeling as if my lung affliction is back. My teachers at the academy find me distracted. I really need to get a hold of myself. Yenta is going to stop by to see me at the academy after my lesson. With a little luck, she'll have some good news. Seems like she didn't have any good news.
Come and see, Fraulein.
Incredible.
Isn't it just? You see these flags? Each mechanism housing for each musical automaton on the square is represented by one of these flags.
Fascinating.
Today is the day they are being serviced. Each mechanism has been inspected by an Academy maintenance man. In theory, they're all functional. But if you like, you can go and see these maintenance men on my behalf and fetch back their respective reports. You would be doing me a big favor, as I have to inspect the piano in the kiosk. And also, it will give you a chance to take a peek at each of the automaton mechanisms.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'd be delighted.
Now, take this. You'll need it to open the maintenance room that leads to the most impressive mechanism of all, that of the clock tower.
Thank you, Frau Beckmann.
Do you have any questions before you go?
Do you know who built the mechanical orchestra? My father told me it didn't exist when he was young.
They were built by a strange young French inventor by the name of Borelberg some years ago. From what I heard, he was visiting Wagen while en route to the east, just after the huge fire that destroyed the town. He was moved by the legend of Vera Schönberg, that virtuoso who died in the fire. So he offered his talents to rebuild the city and create the mechanical orchestra.
This guy literally has finger in every pie.
What happened to Vera Schönberg? My mother always says it's the saddest story.
And she's right. You probably know that Vera Schönberg was Wagen's most famous musician at the beginning of the century. But her legend was truly born the night she performed a cello concerto, right here on the square. It was also the night of the worst fire in Wagen's modern history.
And Frau Schönberg, she died in the fire, right?
She did. As well as all the other musicians and the entire audience. They were surrounded by flames, trapped on this square.
How dreadful.
Dreadful indeed. But according to the legend, Vera Schönberg kept playing Wagen's hymn until the very end. She understood they were all doomed to die, and her music brought them peace of mind during their last moments.
Whoa. That's so freakishly
This
dark.
automaton you played with last spring was created in her image as a final
Also
tribute.
metal.
I had no idea.
Well, now you know all about the legend of Vera Schönberg. Was there something else, Fraulein Rose?
When the mechanical orchestra played along with me last spring, it was incredible. But how does it manage to play at the same tempo as the piano? It was almost like in a dream.
Oh, it wasn't dream work, Fraulein, but clockwork. The piano is connected to the mechanism that you are going to inspect, and the hymn of Wagen played on the keys. That's what sets the rhythm and the intensity of the performance, and that's what triggers everything else.
I'll go and see the maintenance team.
Good. Thank you, Fraulein.
Okie doke.
According to Frau Beckmann, it opens the maintenance room just next to the clock tower.
I will probably never get used to the fact that these buttons must be held for some time. Now, wait a second, there was something. Ah, that's disappointing. So, let's go clockwise.
You can tell, Frau Beckmann, this automaton still works correctly, but it's so filthy that it won't last long. It's going to take me the whole day to give it a good clean if it's to get past winter.
I thought I'm supposed to collect some reports
I can
from these
hardly
guys.
believe I held my concert here just 6 months ago. 6 months. Seems like a lifetime. So much has happened. Meeting Leon for a start. It would be so good if he were here now. I love receiving his letters since he left to Baltea with the Origin expedition. The way he described Kantar, the capital, made it sound like a city from a dream. We've said so much on paper, and I love to read between the lines. But since the expedition left Kantar for the mountains, no news. I just hope he's okay.
So you're the one Frau Beckman sent, are you? Well, you can tell her there's no problem with this automaton. Just needs cleaning up and a bit of oiling. Have a gander at the mechanism if you like.
Well, I can definitely pick on the code, that's for sure.
The maintenance man said it was functional. I shouldn't touch it.
Looks like the rector was right, Oscar. I should be able to find the mechanisms he wants me to repair by following the circuit Dana described in the report.
They would still need to be accessible to us today, Kate Walker.
Glad to see you haven't lost any of your legendary optimism, my dear Oscar. Excuse me? Hello?
Now what?
Why is the Academy going to close?
For the simple reason that we have no students. No students, no lessons. No lessons, no academy.
And why are there no students? That's not a stupid question.
Because the mayor has taken away our grant that enabled our institution to become famous the world over.
Why would he do that?
Oh, budget restrictions, apparently. So, no staff, no students.
No students, no lessons. I get it.
But, between you and me and this counter, I'd say that's all just a pretext to get us out of the building.
And why would anyone want to do that?
To make others rich, of course. Property developers who are going to slice our institution up into shops, apartments, and office spaces, just like they've done with all the other buildings around the musical square.
I see you're not a fan of modernizing the square.
Oh, the council, in its great wisdom, deemed it outdated and unpredictable for the musical automatons to be triggered by the best student in the academy, or a soloist, or a virtuoso visiting Vargan. Not to mention buskers, they certainly don't attract any tourists. No, what they thought was they would electrify and computerize the activation of the mechanical concert. So it would happen on a schedule, like an attraction.
Did they do it?
Oh, the talks went on and on, but nothing was ever done. And so the square has basically been abandoned. And the mechanical automatons have fallen into disrepair.
There's just one problem. Even if I do manage to fix all the different parts of the mechanical orchestra, I still have to play the piano properly, and I haven't played piano since I left junior high. My mom bought me one when I was a kid, but it really wasn't my strong suit.
There's no need to worry. You don't need to be a virtuoso to activate the mechanism. The mechanical orchestra will come out if you play all the notes in the right order, regardless of the rhythm. You just need to know the basics of music reading.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I'd better get going then.
Quite. Good luck with the mechanisms, Fraulein.
I have no idea about the notes whatsoever. Yeah, I think we're doomed. Completely and entirely. Who's that lady? So I assume it is 1973. Nice. Because I assume that you need another half of the wheel, so out of 10 digits you need to either subtract or add 5, which will always land you at the same digit. Now, this thing...
Something's wrong.
Yeah, no... Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, that should be relatively easy. So the first two are C and G. The problem is I don't know how to move them up or down. And this would be D and A.
Something's wrong.
Yes, I don't understand how I'm supposed to... Ah. Was it here? No, a little bit higher and then G is in the correct place. And these two I cannot move it further than that. That's interesting. Well, I guess that's one way, right?
Well played, Kate Walker. You seem to be on the right track to successfully completing the service the rector asked of you.
Thanks, Oscar. But I still have to find the other mechanisms. An automaton musician. Looks exactly like Hans's style. Like at Bohogstadt.
This was an interesting puzzle. I must say that I sort of enjoyed it. Is it gonna be the same? 1973.
I don't think they mentioned this code in the report. I don't think they mentioned this given the condition of that door. It should give way if I force it a bit.
Impossible, Kate Walker. Such an act.
Looks like a part is missing.
Mm-hmm.
The connection between this mechanism and the other ones on the square seems to be operational. Something's wrong.
Oh no, we did this. Ships. Not cool. Please let me just continue, okay? Thank you. Okay, that's not too terrible. It could have been much worse. Yeah, I want to check ideally the other mechanism. Yeah, okay, got it. I mean, if this is a maintenance room, they might have some spare parts here, right?
Hey, careful what you're doing here, right? Don't go and injure yourself or damage any of the material.
The spare parts for the automatons on the square.
That was exactly my thought. There must be some buttons, some knobs, bits and bobs practically.
I just come down from the tower. You can tell Frau Beckman everything's in order up there. The mechanism's in perfect condition.
According to what the maintenance guy told Dana, there should be an access to the clock tower somewhere in the room.
Oh, I've already checked over everything upstairs. There's no point you going up there.
That elevator Dana tried to take?
Go and write out your report to Frau Beckman. There's nothing else for you to do here.
Looks locked. I can't go in.
They made a cafe out of the maintenance room. Oh, that's quite a turn of the events.
According to the report, we can access the clock tower mechanism through this building, in what today must be the back room.
There is every indication that it is forbidden to the public, Kate Walker.
Come on, Kate, gotta think out of the box. The elevator Dana saw during her inspection must be right here, behind the door. I need to find a way to reach it.
Just ask. What's the problem?
Ah, Fräulein. So, anything else I can help you with?
Well, I need to get to the back room of the shop.
This shop?
Yes, if you don't...
I'm sorry, but it's strictly forbidden to the public. Besides, why would anyone want to go back there?
Well, it seems that the back room has the only access to the clock tower, which is where I need to get.
I'm sorry, but it's against company rules. I can't allow it, Fräulein.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, he's a dork. I suggest we torch his shop.
Okay, I need to find another way in. I should be able to get through it, if I can reach it.
I was afraid for the metallic clang or something like that. She's doing that surprisingly stealthy, I must say.
Good. Now I just have to find the elevator to the clock tower.
Must I remind you that we are here illegally, Kate Walker? The employee will be very surprised to see you coming out of his back room.
Oh, that's
According
why
to the report,
they shouldn't see me.
the elevator should be behind there. Let's hope it hasn't been walled up since. There. Okay. Just need to clear the passageway.
Hey, don't cut yourself. I think that's enough to reach it. She's making such an obvious gaping hole and rearrangement. It is bound to attract attention, and that is the last thing you ever want to do. Okay.
They're still magnificent, in spite of their age. I wonder how long it's been since they were activated.
I can't run the risk of missing something important by leaving now.
I was hoping for some bag of spare parts. Thank you.
Looks like spare parts for automatons.
I'm so glad that it was like a correct hunch.
That's it for the doors. Now I should take care of the engine.
I would assume this is something that you call an engine, right?
Looks like I need to put that key in the mechanism to activate it.
Okay, big red button.
Half done. Let's see what's next.
Well, escaping the employee of the cafe? That's for starters. And here you moved the box in a way that like you did not completely block the passage. Why didn't you do it with an elevator?
Three working now. One more to go.
The problem is I cannot for the life of me locate the last one. I thought it's supposed to be like the lady.
3 working now. 1 more to go.
But I do not see the lady access panel anywhere. Oh, wait a second, is it you?
Part of
Oh,
the mechanism was damaged, but I changed it. You can tell Frau Beckmann everything's in order now.
I should go back and see Frau Beckmann.
oh lord. Okay. I mean, we have the power of previous
I don't believe it.
generation,
Because of
right?
that van, I can't get to the mechanism. I'll have to find a way to move it.
Just ask a guy. Maybe not.
I need to find the owner.
Five, 1 to 3, 888, 3 to 1. And conveniently we have a phone over there in the Music Academy.
Wagener Baufirma, Dietrich. Guten Tag.
Hello, excuse me, but your van's parked on the square and it's blocking the way. Would you mind moving it?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm with a client nearby. I'll move it right away.
Thank you.
And that guy was nice. How is it that the guy... Oh, no, actually that might make sense. Never mind me renting. Donna, darling, do we have the code for this machine? We do not. Cool. Hmm. No, we actually do. Again, you installed the other way, right? So, sorry for that. 9708 9708 97. Okay. Now to the main part.
Wow. I would hate to be the one who must tune this.
Hi. Okay, what can we do? We can move the thingies. And we can move these thingies. Amazing. So there are two big holes and kinda two small holes. This part. Coolio. Then I need to open this one. And likely this one. And I need the line and the hole. And I do not close any of them. And the next big cylinder has 4 big holes and kind of 3, maybe 4 small dashes. Okay. Does this make sense? Not quite. This one makes more sense. And we need to close this one. No, not this one. I don't see, do I miss some of it? Oh, but there is nothing. Is there supposed to be something? I'm not sure. But the thing is clearly correct one, right? Yeah. Seems to be correct one. I'm just missing a hole there. But okay, it's not like I know anything of this thing, right? So hole, gold hole, another hole. Okay, got it. Something like that. Do I need to close anything? Yes, I need to close this one. Amazing. Oh, the funny part, I can move this thing. There is no hole. Why is there no hole? It bothers me deeply. Like, I cannot find such a position where anything would align with this one. I do not understand that. Okay, this one is closed. Okay. Cool. Oh, ships, I also should use something over there.
There's no air flowing through. I must have missed something.
Okay, one thing at a time. Okay, one cylinder at a time. So let's go to Dana and to the neighboring cylinder.
This looks complex.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Huh? My lord. So this part should be like this. And up left, down left. Okay, this part should be like this. Right, up, down, left. This should be like this. Up, right, down, right. No. Okay, this is like this. Up, right, down, right. It's not that difficult, but it's just like moving a lot of small parts. That should be correct, no? Yeah, I did hope so. So we are missing something.
There's no air flowing through. I must have missed something. There's no air flowing through. I must have missed something.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is the last one.
That's right, Kate Walker. You have to go back and activate the piano on the square like the rector asked you.
Cool. Now, before I actually do that, how about we wrap our episode over here? Huh? That seems like a nice moment for that, because, well, we just repaired the orchestra apparently. We still need to play it, which is a whole other kind of worms, but we will certainly open it in the next episode. For now, thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay, and if that's the case, then please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you, and I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.